Computers and digital devices work by storing and processing information. Processing means to work with or organize, and computers use a computer processor, or CPU, to do this. The computer can only process information that has been given, or that it has collected. This information is called input. It has been put into the computer system. When the computer has processed the information and carried out the task, it sends it back out. There are many different ways we can input data into a computer system. The devices we use are called input devices and include keyboards, touch screens, microphones, movement sensors, and webcams. Some examples of input include words written using a keyboard, screen clicks using a touch screen, live video from a webcam, sound from someone using a microphone for voice control, movement in front of a motion sensor in an automatic door. Computers have become an essential part of modern life, influencing nearly every sector including education, healthcare, business, science, entertainment, and communication. Despite their power and versatility, computers cannot function independently. They require instructions and data from users to perform tasks. The hardware components that allow users to enter data and instructions into a computer system are known as input devices. Computer input devices act as a bridge between humans and machines. They convert human actions such as typing, clicking, touching, speaking, or scanning into signals that the computer can process. Without input devices, computers would be unable to receive commands or data, making them ineffective as problem-solving tools. This video provides a detailed and structured discussion of computer input devices, including their definitions, classification, working principles, advantages, limitations, and examples. It also highlights the evolution of input devices and their importance in modern computing environments. As their name suggests, these devices send information to the computer system. Once the computer receives the information via an input device, the computer then processes that information via the CPU. The information is then displayed and made available via an output device. Let us list some necessary input devices: keyboard, mouse, joystick, light pen, trackball, scanner, graphic tablet, microphone, magnetic ink card reader, MICR, optical character reader, OCR, barcode reader, optical mark reader, OMR. Computers are powerful machines that can process large amounts of information, perform calculations, store data, and produce useful output. However, a computer cannot work on its own. It needs instructions and data from users to perform any task. This is where computer input devices become essential. Input devices allow users to communicate with computers by entering data, commands, and instructions. Without input devices, computers would be useless machines that cannot respond to human needs. Understanding computer input devices. An input device is any hardware component that is used to send data or instructions into a computer. Examples of input devices include the keyboard, mouse, scanner, microphone, webcam, joystick, touchscreen, and barcode reader. These devices help convert human actions such as typing, clicking, speaking, or touching into a form that a computer can understand and process. Computers work on the input, process, output, IPO, cycle. First, input is provided using input devices. Then, the computer processes the data using its central processing unit, CPU. Finally, the result is shown through output devices like monitors or printers. Input devices are the first and most important step in this cycle. Importance of computer input devices. Communication between humans and computers. The primary reason we need input devices is to communicate with computers. Computers do not understand human language directly. Input devices act as a bridge between humans and machines. For example, when we type letters using a keyboard or click icons using a mouse, the computer receives instructions about what task to perform. Without input devices, we would not be able to tell the computer what to do. Tasks such as writing documents, browsing the internet, sending emails, or creating presentations would not be possible. Entering data and information. Input devices allow users to enter data into the computer. This data can be text, numbers, images, audio, or video. For example, a keyboard is used to enter text and numbers. A scanner is used to input printed images or documents. A microphone allows users to input voice or sound. A webcam captures images and videos. Data entry is essential in schools, offices, hospitals, banks, and businesses. Students enter answers during online exams, teachers prepare lesson materials, and companies store customer records using input devices. Making computers user-friendly. Input devices make computers easy and comfortable to use. Devices like the mouse, touchpad, and touch screen allow users to interact with graphical objects such as icons, buttons, and menus. This has made computers accessible even to children and people with little technical knowledge. Touch screens, for example, allow users to simply tap or swipe the screen. This technology is widely used in smartphones, tablets, ATMs, and self-service kiosks. Without such input devices, computers would be difficult to operate. Role of input devices in different fields. Use in education. In schools and colleges, input devices play a major role in learning and teaching. Students use keyboards and mice to type assignments, take online tests, and do research. Teachers use input devices to prepare lessons, presentations, and digital teaching materials. Special input devices such as still uses and digital pens help students draw diagrams or write notes directly on screens. These devices make education more interactive and effective. Use in offices and businesses. Offices depend heavily on input devices for daily operations. Employees use keyboards, mice, scanners, and barcode readers to enter data, manage records, and complete transactions. For example, barcode readers are used in shops to scan product prices, while biometric devices are used for employee attendance. Without input devices, tasks such as accounting, data analysis, customer service, and communication would become extremely slow and inefficient. Use in entertainment and gaming. Input devices are also important in the entertainment industry. Devices like joysticks, game controllers, steering wheels, and VR controllers allow users to play games and interact with virtual environments. Musicians use MIDI keyboards and microphones to create music, while artists use graphic tablets to design digital art. These devices provide better control, creativity, and enjoyment to users. Computer input devices are essential because they allow humans to interact with computers, enter data, give instructions, and control computer operations. They make computers useful, user-friendly, and versatile. Input devices are used in almost every field, including education, business, healthcare, entertainment, and communication. Without input devices, computers would not be able to perform any meaningful task. They are the foundation of the input, process, output cycle and play a vital role in making technology accessible and beneficial to society. As technology continues to grow, input devices will become even more advanced, making human-computer interaction faster, easier, and more natural. A computer input device is a hardware component used to enter data, instructions, or commands into a computer system for processing. These devices translate user actions into machine-readable signals that the computer's central processing unit, CPU, can interpret and act upon. An input device is a peripheral hardware device that allows users to provide data and control signals to a computer for processing. A computer system consists of hardware and software components that work together to process data and produce meaningful information. Among these components, input devices play a critical role because they allow users to interact with the computer by entering data and commands. Without input devices, a computer would be unable to receive instructions or raw data, making it ineffective for practical use. Computer input devices have evolved significantly over time, from simple mechanical tools to advanced digital and sensor-based technologies. Modern input devices support a wide range of applications, including office productivity, education, gaming, design, healthcare, and scientific research. This report provides a detailed discussion of computer input devices, including their definition, classification, working principles, examples, advantages, limitations, and future trends. A computer input device is any hardware component used to send data, instructions, or signals into a computer for processing. The data entered through input devices is converted into machine-readable form, binary signals, that the computer's central processing unit, CPU, can interpret and process. Input devices serve as the primary interface between humans and computers, enabling communication through text, images, sound, gestures, or touch. Input devices are essential for the effective operation of computer systems for several reasons. Human-computer interaction, they allow users to communicate with computers easily and efficiently. Data entry and processing, raw data must be entered into the computer before it can be processed into useful information. Control and navigation, input devices help users control applications, navigate interfaces, and execute commands. Enhanced productivity, specialized input devices improve speed, accuracy, and convenience in specific tasks such as graphic design or data analysis. Accessibility, certain input devices are designed to support users with physical disabilities, improving inclusivity. Computer input devices can be classified into several categories based on their function and method of interaction. Text input devices, these devices are primarily used to enter text and characters into a computer. Pointing devices, they allow users to point, select, and manipulate objects on the screen. Imaging and scanning devices, these devices capture images, documents, or visual data. Audio input devices, they are used to input sound or voice data. Video input devices, these devices capture live video or motion. Touch and gesture-based devices, they enable interaction through touch, gestures, or body movement. Biometric input devices, these devices use biological characteristics for identification and authentication. Common types of computer input devices. The keyboard is one of the most widely used input devices. It consists of keys that allow users to enter letters, numbers, symbols, and commands. Types of keys on a keyboard. Alphanumeric keys. Function keys, F1, F12. Control keys, Control, Alt, ESC. Navigation keys, arrow keys, Home, End. A keyboard is undoubtedly the most popular input device. A lot of the data we input into a computer is done through a keyboard. The main set of keys on a keyboard include typing keys, these include the alphabet and digit keys. Numeric keypad, as its name suggests, it is used to enter numeric data and consists of 17 keys. Function keys, these are a set of 12 keys. Each key has a specific function to perform. Control keys, these are meant for cursor and screen control. Broadly, control keys include the arrow keys, home, insert, delete, page up, page down, control, alternate, and escape keys. Special purpose keys, these keys include enter, shift, number lock, spacebar, tab, and print screen with a particular function. Numeric keypad. Advantages: fast and accurate text entry, easy to use and widely available, essential for programming and documentation. Limitations: requires typing skills, can cause repetitive strain injuries with prolonged use. A mouse is a pointing device that controls the movement of the cursor on the screen. It typically has buttons and a scroll wheel. Types of mouse: mechanical mouse, optical mouse, laser mouse, wireless mouse. Advantages: easy navigation of graphical interfaces, precise control for selecting and dragging objects. Limitations: requires a flat surface, less effective for text input. A touchpad is commonly found on laptops and functions as a mouse replacement. Users move their fingers across the surface to control the cursor. Advantages: compact and portable, supports multi-touch gestures. Limitations: less precise than a mouse, can be uncomfortable for extended use. A touch screen allows users to interact directly with the display by touching it with a finger or stylus. Advantages: intuitive and user-friendly, eliminates the need for separate input devices. Limitations: fingerprints and smudges, less precise for detailed tasks. A scanner converts physical documents, images, or text into digital format. Types of scanners: flatbed scanner, handheld scanner, drum scanner. Advantages: digitizes printed materials, supports document storage and sharing. Limitations: requires additional hardware, quality depends on resolution. A microphone captures sound and converts it into digital audio signals. Applications: voice commands, video conferencing, speech recognition. Advantages: enables hands-free input, useful for accessibility. Limitations: sensitive to background noise, requires sound processing software. A webcam is a video input device used to capture live images or videos. Applications: online meetings, video streaming, facial recognition. Advantages: real-time visual communication, supports remote collaboration. Limitations: privacy concerns, image quality depends on camera resolution. A joystick is mainly used in gaming and simulation environments to control movement. Advantages: precise directional control, enhances gaming experience. Limitations: limited general-purpose use, requires compatibility with software. A light pen is a pointing device used to select or draw directly on the screen. Advantages: high accuracy, useful in design applications. Limitations: obsolete with modern displays, arm fatigue during prolonged use. Biometric input devices use unique biological traits such as fingerprints, facial features, or iris patterns. Examples: fingerprint scanners, face recognition systems, iris scanners. Advantages: high security, eliminates the need for passwords. Limitations: privacy concerns, can be expensive. Certain input devices are designed for specific professional or industrial applications. Graphics tablet, used by designers and artists for digital drawing. Barcode reader, used in retail and inventory systems. Magnetic ink character recognition, MICR, used in banking. Optical character recognition, OCR, converts printed text into editable digital text. Input devices play a vital role in making computers accessible to people with disabilities. Examples include voice recognition systems for users with mobility impairments, Braille keyboards for visually impaired users, eye tracking devices for hands-free control. These technologies promote inclusivity and equal access to digital resources. Pros and cons of computer input devices. Advantages: improve interaction between humans and computers, increase efficiency and accuracy, support diverse applications and industries. Disadvantages: can be expensive, require maintenance and compatibility, risk of physical strain with prolonged use. The future of input devices is focused on natural and immersive interaction. Emerging trends include gesture-based interfaces, voice-controlled systems powered by AI, brain, computer interfaces, augmented and virtual reality input devices. These technologies aim to make human-computer interaction more intuitive, efficient, and immersive. Computer input devices are fundamental components of any computing system. They enable users to communicate with computers, enter data, and control operations effectively. Over time, input devices have evolved from simple mechanical tools to sophisticated digital and biometric systems. With continuous technological advancements, input devices are becoming more intuitive, accessible, and powerful. Understanding computer input devices is essential for students, professionals, and users alike, as they form the foundation of human-computer interaction and play a crucial role in the modern digital world. In the world of accessibility, input devices mean the world. allowing disabled people to interact more effectively with computers, websites, or virtually any digital platform. The most commonly used input devices include keyboards, mice, touchscreens, touchpads, still uses, and even game controllers for specialized applications. Thank you for watching this video.